Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another week of Weekly Wrestling Rundown where we talk about Smackdown, Raw, and literally everything in between. So this is the last week before SummerSlam. We had SmackDown on Friday night, we had Raw on Monday, we'll have one more SmackDown, and then it's officially SummerSlam time, you guys. So realistically, these should have some pretty big storylines, right? Well, we'll see what's going on. So let's start with SmackDown first. Of course, there was a tribute to Hulk Hogan, who passed away this past week, and they did a 10-bell salute as well as a video for him narrated by Triple H. Then we kicked off the show with Jelly, Logan, and Randy all feuding still to kind of hype up their match at SummerSlam. And to be honest with you, there's a little bit of drama with Drew McIntyre. He's stuck in the UK, but they are confident that he will get back to the United States in time for SummerSlam. So we'll see how that all plays out. But honestly, I love that Jelly is giving this his like his whole heart and soul. Like he's really putting the passion into it. So that's great to see because sometimes we get celebrities who come in and don't really think about the hard work that it is. And so for him to actually be, taking care of it and really kind of handling his business, I like that. The only kind of thing I had against this whole match entirely is because there's so many people on the roster that are not being used, like Carmelo Hayes, that should be, and we're getting these celebrity matches instead. But I understand that celebrities sometimes draw viewers, so we'll see how that goes. Overall, I think this is going to be an interesting match. I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic for the four of these guys. And I personally think this match is going to lead to a bigger feud against Randy and Drew. I think that they're going to go at it again and butt heads. And I also would not sleep on Logan Paul being a part of that. He is kind of like that menace that pops up. And so I think that they're really building this match for Jelly and Randy versus Logan and Drew at SummerSlam, and I think there is going to be a reason for this match at the end of the day. Then we had Alexa versus Roxanne. And I am still loving this Alexa Charlotte team. I love that Charlotte came out with the little pom poms to be Alexa's cheerleader. And I honestly love the spots that we get with Raquel and Charlotte because honestly, those two are powerhouse women, and that feud one of these days is going to be iconic. I also love the size comparison between these because you have Alexa and Roxanne who are, teeny tiny, and then you have Charlotte and Raquel who are powerhouses, like I said. So I think this whole feud has a really good dynamic, and I'm excited to see where it goes into SummerSlam. I love Alexa and Charlotte, but after Monday Night Raw, I have a few hesitations about pulling the trigger on giving them the titles. Then we had Jade and Chelsea, which honestly this was kind of random. It really just it stemmed from backstage. Chelsea was doing one of her promos that she does and mentioned Jade's name, and so we got a fight. It was super random. It was not shocking that Jade completely dominated. And then the Secret Hervis came out, of course, to protect Chelsea, and then Tiffy came out and saved Jade. Which is odd because Jade and Tiffy are fighting on this weekend. And so maybe it's because they're both faces. I'm not really sure. That one to me was a little bit of a wild few minutes. Then we had The Miz versus Jacob Fatu. No shocker, The Miz, bless his soul, got his ass beat in that stage. All gas, no brakes. But then we got to see more from the solo Jacob's team. And I honestly think this match could be the best out of the entire weekend with these two guys. They are phenomenal in the ring. They have history, they have chemistry, they have everything that it takes to really make a strong feud and match. But my biggest question is, where does this leave Big Jim? because there's been rumblings about Big Jim. There's been rumblings that he's going to Raw, that he's done with SmackDown, but he's been in the midst of this entire feud. So I'm curious to see where this leaves Jimmy. I'm wondering if maybe he, jumps in against the family on this weekend and like gets hurt, then goes to Raw. I don't know. I'm curious to see where Jimmy lies in this whole thing because he's kind of been in the middle of it, but then there's rumblings that he's going to Raw. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. With that being said, though, I'm not going to give you any SummerSlam predictions because I'm going to do that on a separate video. But have full confidence that the match between Solo and Jacob is going to be a great one. And then we had the tag title match, which ended in a DQ, which honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm kind of indifferent. I don't think it made sense for it to end that way. I don't think it needed to end that way. The only, like, I could have saw it ending in a DQ if, like, the other tag teams came out and attacked the Wyatt Six. But for the way it did, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I am excited that we are getting this big men's tag match on the match card for SummerSlam. I think it will do wonders for the men's tags in general because I think they really need some steam and some fire. So I definitely think that that is going to be beneficial, and I'm very excited to see it. But now let's switch over to Raw because we had Raw last night. We had some things going on, some SummerSlam builds still, so we need to talk about it. So of course they did another tribute to Hulk Hogan, same 10 bell salute and video. Then we kicked off with AJ Styles, the Kabuki Warriors versus Roxanne, Raquel, and Dom. And we know that this is kind of a teaser for that AJ Dom match that we're getting at SummerSlam, and I'm super excited for that one. But this match was really fun. I would enjoy more mixed tag matches like this. I thought it was super fun and exciting. I thought that everyone in the ring did really, really well. I definitely see a heavy push for the Kabuki Warriors coming because we've seen them ever since Asuka has come back. We've seen them more and more, so I definitely think that they're going to be a strong force in the tag title picture. And then this AJ Dom match is going to be very, very good. I am hopeful that Mr. Dom holds on to his title at the end of SummerSlam, but I think that this is going to be one of the best feuds for Dom and his title run. With that being said, we have to talk about Roxanne and Raquel because honestly, these two together are awesome. Like, I was a little hesitant about just throwing Roxy in after Liv got hurt, but they have gained so much chemistry and they work so well together. And honestly, it's making me second guess pulling the trigger on Charlotte and Alexa because I feel like they have a lot more to conquer and to do. And so I don't know. Honestly, I'll be happy either way, but I think that Roxanne and Raquel should definitely, regardless of the outcome, stay a tag team because they are doing really good stuff together and I'm really invested in them. Then we had Sheamus versus Waller. Again, another fight that kind of picked up backstage. We haven't seen a whole lot of Waller lately. He popped up last week. Now he's popping up this week. So I'm interested to see where him and Theory honestly go. But this match honestly was all about Sheamus and Rusev. And Sheamus and Rusev's feud, and I know I said last week that if we put it on the SummerSlam match card, there should be some kind of stipulation. But now I'm rethinking that because I don't know as if there needs to be. Their feud is so basic that they're basically just want to fight. And that's kind of what Sheamus and Rusev are both all about. They don't need the glitz and glamour and whatever. They just want to fight. And so I think that's what makes this feud so pure and so fun is that they just beat the crap out of each other. So I think they're definitely saving that match for the Clash in Paris because obviously it's only 3 to 4 weeks after SummerSlam, so we got to have some matches there. I think that one will be one that is there. But yeah, their feud is just super fun because they can just fight each other. So now I'm backtracking on that, needing a little extra because I think that the way they're evolving and going each week, I think they're good. I think they're good with what they're doing, and I kind of like it. We then had some final builds. We had Lyra and Becky, and we had um, Cross and Sammy. So we had some final builds for SummerSlam matches. Lyra stood tall again, which, if you guys know the history of wrestling, that's not always necessarily a good thing. Typically, the last person that stands tall is the first person to lose. And again, I'm not giving any spoilers because you'll have to watch my prediction video for this. But I do think that this match with Becky and Lyra is not. I don't think it's not what it's gonna be. I feel like somehow Bailey is still gonna be in this mix, and I don't know how it's gonna be. I have an idea of what she could do, but I just feel like, especially with Bailey's little, I've not been to WrestleMania, I'm not in SummerSlam, I don't know what to do. Something's going on there. Something is happening. Something's going on. And so I'm not convinced that she's fully out of this match. And I think this match is going to be an interesting one because it is not super predictable. I think Becky has done wonders for this title. She's really elevated it. But I didn't mind Lyra holding it either. I don't think she got the fair creative booking that she should have during her run, and her strongest feud was with Becky, and still is. But I am interested to see where they go with this because I personally think Bailey is somehow still going to be involved. Then we move on to Sammy and Cross, and honestly, I kind of want Karrion Cross to win this because we saw last night that Sammy basically told Karrion, like, if you win, I'll do whatever you say. And I want that because I want to see Sammy in a different picture, in a different light, in a different story. I want him to be mean and cruel and a dangerous person, and I think that that would honestly elevate him. We know that Sammy can be the good guy and the bad guy, but I think it's time for Sammy to be a bad guy again. And the pairing between Karrion and Sammy would be very, very interesting. Now, I know there's some contract stuff going on with Karrion and Scarlett, and we'll see how that turns out, but I personally, honestly think that Karrion should win this match. I really, really do. I will hold that very strong. And we had the women's tag match, which honestly, you guys, was spectacular. I loved both of these teams. I love all these women in this ring, and it just continues to show that the women's division is absolutely killing it. The addition to Alba Fire to Chelsea Green and her Secret Harvest has been amazing for her. It's really given her a lot more spotlight, and I really enjoy her because beforehand, honestly, besides them winning the tag titles back home, I didn't see much of her, didn't really think much about her. But now we see her with Chelsea, with Piper, and the dynamic that they have is great, and I love that. So that has been an amazing move for her career. Stephanie shines every single week, no matter what she's in, no matter what she's doing. This woman is such a freaking star. It's insane. Like, she is such a star, and it's amazing to me. But I love that she's kind of in this rumbling because Naomi and her didn't have a whole lot of history before this like storyline came up, and we know that she's going on to face the champion at Clash at Paris. And so that just helps us if, whether Naomi wins or Rhea wins or Io wins, now Stephanie has history with all three of them. So that match won't feel as random because she now does have that history with them. So I love that they threw her in this. She is absolutely shining. And honestly, no matter which three she faces, it will be great because she is great. I thoroughly enjoy her. She is one of my favorites and has become one of my favorites very quickly. And of course, I love seeing Nikki Bella in the ring. I love Nikki Bella, and I will just enjoy her in the ring no matter what she does. She could honestly just sit on the sideline, and I'm good with it because I love her. We had LWO versus Judgment Day, and I like that they are kind of booking these tag titles a little more. I think it's going to help push them. LWO has been very impressive to me the last few weeks. This was a great match. But honestly, I think Finn and JD are great. And I think that they are workhorses. They're a strong tag team. And I think because of the way that in the past WWE has booked them, where they haven't really defended their titles much, they get a bad name. But these two together are honestly really, really freaking good. And I think they are really good for the tag picture. So I kind of hope that they continue this run, but I hope that they get more bookings and more matches like we saw last night, because I think they will be fantastic. I think they're both workhorses, and I think they're both an important key to this tag picture. And of course, we had El Grande double Americano. Now we got two of them, and I just don't care. Just don't care. We got two of them. I don't care. Then we had Punk versus Gunther, and all I need to say is Punk. Punk. Punk over everything. And on Saturday and Sunday, I will promise you I will be wearing a CM Punk shirt, because I need that man to win. I need him to win. So Punk over everything, you guys. Hashtag put it on there. Punk over everything. And finally, we closed out the show with Jay and Bronson again. And I just want to let y'all know, Jay might have got his ass beat last night, but he still hasn't lost to Bronson Reed. So keep that in your mind. But why are y'all picking on Jay? First, we had Paul Heyman coming out, interrupting him, trying to get in his head. Then you got Bronson and Breaker destroying him in the ring. Let that man breathe. Please let that man breathe. But regardless, OTC came out, was gonna save the day, got speared. And I honestly liked this dynamic, because we've seen that Roman Reigns came out and saved the day beforehand, took everybody out. So we needed that switch up. We needed that switch up to where Bronson and Braun were standing tall at the end of it. And I will just say, I will end this video on this. Breaker and Reigns feud one day will be iconic. These two guys are so good. Number one, Breaker is fantastic. Like, I'm excited to see where he goes. When he was, talking his shit in the ring, hitting spears, he is so good, you guys. He is so good. I don't think we have even scratched the surface of the talent that he has. So I'm super excited to see him. And honestly, I love Seth Rollins. I love Seth Rollins. But if he is out for an extended period of time, maybe WWE should think of making Breaker that main guy, because he could do it, man. He could do it. And then that would set up some feuds with Reigns and Seth and a lot of people. And so I definitely think that if Seth is going to be out for an extended period, I'd think about that, because Breaker's a star. But regardless, this Breaker and Reigns matchup, I am super excited for, and I hope we get a one-on-one with them, because I think it's going to be great. Overall, we did get a little more build for SummerSlam. I'm excited for SummerSlam. I'm excited for that it's 2 nights. I am going to attempt to stream at least Saturday, but it will be later. I will have my kid, and she doesn't go to bed till 7, and it starts at 6. So I'll be on a little later. But I'm going to attempt to stream Saturday, and then I have a full streaming schedule release coming out for you guys, because as of August, I'm going to start live streaming more, start posting YouTube videos more, so I have it all laid out on a calendar that I'll post on my socials. But until then, you guys, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, let me know what you guys thought of SmackDown, Raw, and everything in between.